There not really needing to be a need for you to make yourself look perfect all of the time. And I hope that this gives other people a lesson as well, as far as just working towards a change in perspective on how your body looks. Hey guys, what's up? I'm back with a new video. I'm gonna be doing a get ready with me today. Yeah, I got some new makeup from Mercier M Cosmetics, also Matte Cosmetics, and then Hourglass. So I'm gonna just use a bunch of stuff today. Promise I'm gonna link everything down below. This is not a sponsored video or anything, so I'm gonna be able to do that. But yeah, let's go ahead and just get into it. I wanted to do a look kind of based on the fact that if I was a main character in a movie, in a TV show, and I guess because it was trending a while ago that I guess more black girls did the main character look and how we would look in movies and film, or be the main character in a movie or TV show, how that would be. And I'm gonna just recreate that look for today. I feel like that's really important to be able to see yourself as that, and I never really thought about that makeup look for me personally, or how I would look in a movie or TV show. I never really pictured that for myself, so let's go ahead and see how that is while talking about stuff that I've seen in the media recently. And I think first we're gonna get into the Hourglass primer. We're gonna go in with the Veil Mineral Primer, oil-free, SPF 15. I've used this once so far. They sent me a PR package recently, and yeah, I didn't really get to use everything just yet, so I decided why not use it for today's video. Yeah, I've been putting out quite a bit of sponsored content recently, all at once, just because I was behind on my content or sponsored content. Also, I was behind on posting regular content as well, but like I've just been stuck in a funk recently as far as not really knowing what to post and not really being inspired by anything to post for you guys. Go in next with Hourglass's Mineral Veil Translucent Setting Powder. Only in my T-zone though. Worked the best for me as far as oil goes. Even with minimal makeup, this method goes the best for me. A little puff in here and just kind of like press the powder into my T-zone just to mattify everything. You guys saw the whole Khloe Kardashian thing where she freaked out about her pictures, her unedited pictures getting out there because of her weight. And I was watching other videos on this too, and I think it was just interesting to me. Like it does make you look worse when you're trying to like take all that stuff down when people have already pretty much seen it. There's really no point. I know you're panicking and stuff. I think that if they just left it alone, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. And I personally don't care as far as how she looks. I don't care if she feels like she looks unflattering to other people, and I just personally don't really get into knowing about that family too much. But I mean, I get other people do. Now I'm gonna be honest and say I think that social media does change the perspective of how you see yourself, and that's a pretty big deal for a lot of us that are doing it as like a full-time job, or that are just doing it even passively. The standards have changed on social media. By the way, I'm using the Mercier Tinted Moisturizer. This also has SPF 30 sunscreen in it. It seems like it's a bit light for me though, but once it like settles into my skin, it's fine. So I'm gonna do my brows too because they look a little bit crazy right now. I forgot what I was just saying though about the picture thing. Yeah, definitely I think the biggest culprit for changing our perspectives about our bodies has been Instagram recently, and everyone wanting a specific body type. I will say, at least during this era, I personally have a desired body type, except for my boobs. They're small. Like some people like that. Most I feel like want bigger boobs. Everyone's trying to get a boob job right now. But my thing about that is, as far as like that goes, I've just seen so many people having to get their boobs removed recently because of breast implant illness. I guess that's a thing. And that kind of scares me. I just personally don't want to go through that. I don't think that implants are permanent. For me, in my lifetime, it's not worth it. So I never really thought about getting implants for myself. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying for me, I just don't want to have to go through that. I'm gonna get into the whole butt and curves or like hip situation as far as the BBL stuff. I'm gonna get into that in a second. Okay, I'm also, before I speak, because I know y'all want to know, I'm using the Makeup Obsession Mega Concealer in number 15 for all of my dark spots on my face before I actually put on the tinted moisturizer, because this is very sheer, so I'm not gonna have to use that much of this. But because of what society is into right now, I'm definitely speaking from a privileged standpoint. Everyone wants curves right now. Everyone wants bigger hips. They want to have a bone structure where their hips, you know, are, I guess they dip outwards more, if that makes sense. Then it kind of goes into a smaller waist and stuff like that. So the way that my body works is that my weight just goes straight to my thighs. It goes straight to my butt, my thighs, hips, everything. That's where my weight goes first. Then the last place would have to be like my face and also my stomach. I'm not gonna see that until I start gaining a lot of weight. So sometimes I can't even tell if I'm gaining weight because, well, I'll know if my pants feel tight. Like that's how I know, basically, if I'm gaining a lot of weight, my pants don't fit anymore. Other than that, it's kind of hard to tell if I am. But I will say, for me, the reason why I think it's overrated as far as having the big hips and like big thighs and stuff is, first of all, I feel like trends change a lot, and I don't feel like in the next 10 to 15 years that's going to be a popular thing anymore, because I think we just go through different cycles and stuff. And I don't think that we should be measuring femininity with curves. I don't think that should be a marker for that. I feel like non-curvy bodies and curvy bodies are they're just different to me. One is definitely not better than the other. And I feel like people that look at me weird when I say sometimes I don't like my curves fail to realize that one of the reasons, or one of the biggest reasons, is because I don't like the attention that I get from it. There's attention that does come with having more curves and having a body that people sexualize more. And I personally, for the most part, don't like being over-sexualized by people when I walk out the door. And there's just some outfits that I'm not saying that I can't wear, but when I do wear it, I know what's gonna happen when I walk out the door. It's gonna be more noticeable on me than a person that doesn't have as like big as hips or as big as thighs as I am if I'm walking out. Hence is why I sometimes wear a lot of oversized pieces, and oversized on me, it's gonna be like an extra large. Oversized on me is gonna be an extra large or large in men's. Like that's what I usually go for when I'm thrifting, things of that nature, to kind of hide that if I don't feel like getting the attention that day. For me, it's like a love-hate relationship, but the biggest reason as to why I feel like it is overrated is because of the toxic attention from men. I just feel like we're already not safe out here. Like I just sometimes feel like it's a magnet for me, and it's to the point, I'm gonna stop getting distracted, but it's to the point where even like I went last week to go running, and I usually go on my runs every few days or every couple days. By the way, so this is how this looks. This looks very, very light for me, but hopefully it doesn't end up that way. So I'm going out to go running or jogging. Ooh, I hope that I guess this is okay. So I go out to go my normal jog, you know what I mean? And I'm getting honked at. There's this weird dude that's in this white van that says, hey you, trying to talk to me. I'm not looking at them. I'm acting like I can't hear them. Just weird people trying to get my attention. I see guys when I'm walking past them, they just like turn their head to look back. And this is, for me, I'm sure some people like this type of attention. They would think, oh, like, why are you complaining? You should be happy that you're getting attention. But I'm just trying to go on a run, you know? I don't want to talk to anybody. Same thing if I'm at the grocery store. I don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to go in and get out. And that's my mentality for most things. Literally wearing leggings, and it's not really a crop top. It's one of those tops that like you tie in the front, and it's not even showing my stomach. Stomach isn't even showing, but you can still see the silhouette of my body. And so that just attracts attention. Whereas if I just wear an oversized t-shirt or like a long sleeve sweatshirt, no one's gonna really know, or it's not gonna grab attention. But it's hot outside. We're in California. I just wanna go for a run. That's all I wanna do. Feel obligated to say thank you to any compliments or anything while I'm on my run. Like I'm gonna act like you're not there. And I hope that doesn't cause any issues one day, but like, that's just how I am. By the way, I'm going as minimal as possible with this concealer. This is by XX Revolution, 12.5. And I'm not saying this as a way to be like, oh, like, you know, the attention sucks, you don't want this, I know the media is telling you that you should have this, but you don't want it. I'm not saying that, I'm just giving you guys my experience and as far as what I go through on a daily basis and with what I already have and how that makes me feel. This is a personal experience. This is not how everyone's going to go through this at all. If they end up wanting a body like mine or where you have more curves, I'm not saying that's gonna happen. Like, and I do appreciate the comments in my videos where people love my body type, they love how I look in dresses and everything. Like, I love that. I think that's cool. And I'm not saying I hate my body. I love my body. I just sometimes, or a lot of the time, hate the attention. Sometimes for me, there's a time and a place. And that if I'm wearing normal clothes like everyone else and people still want to act like that, I get weirded out. And yeah, I'm going to complain about that because I don't feel safe sometimes when I walk outside. And I feel like it's weird that I would have to constantly wear clothing that makes me feel hot and uncomfortable because people want to act like that. I've been followed before. I've had weird situations where I've had someone like leave a note on my car before and I never saw their face. Like, yeah, I think the beauty standards are cool, but I think we're taking them way too seriously. And I feel like we're all thinking that we have to obtain that or have that. And it's just really off to me. And I've talked about stuff like this before when it comes to facial features and everything and all that, but like this is more like body type and everything. I've even had people reach out to me recently asking me if I lost any weight or anything, and yes, I have. At the beginning of quarantine, I was around, I would say 155 to 160, like in the middle of quarantine actually. Like somewhere at the beginning, I was gaining a lot of weight because a lot of us were stuck inside. Like that happened to a lot of us that were going through it. You know, like we weren't really able to like leave the house or anything. So what did we do? We just stayed inside and we like ordered food. I ate a ton of food out. And that's not a bad thing. I felt like it was a great way at the time to cope with what we were going through. I thought it was really fun to try new foods because we weren't able to go anywhere. I spent my birthday inside, so I'm like, I'm gonna just eat whatever I want. That was like one of the things that was really comforting at the time. And so I don't want to take that back either because for me, I've always been the type of person where like I can lose weight pretty easily, but I can also gain it pretty easily as well. So that's just to say, like, our bodies are constantly changing. Trends are constantly changing too as far as what people like and their bodies and everything. I just feel like we should leave the shaming somewhere else because it's really making people out here do some crazy things. I'm also using the Uoma Beauty Double Take Sculpt and Strobe Duo Stick in Fair Lady number 3. So I just used this pretty much to color my nose. And also, I'm not saying, you guys, that my views on this are going to be the same for forever. I'm just saying this is how I feel for right now. Because you never know how your mind is going to change in the future if you don't like something. I'm not saying if you want to change up your body, it's a bad thing either. You know, do whatever works well for you. And I don't feel like there's a need to judge anyone for doing what they want to do. If that's what makes them feel good, then let them do it. Because we're not all the same. Like, it's easier for you to speak from a certain perspective and judge someone and say like, oh, you shouldn't be doing this because you're gonna have this issue or you're gonna hate this in like a few years. Like, no, let them do what they want to do. I'm just honestly speaking from my own experience to give my perspective on having a larger butt and bigger hips for those that are contemplating on getting something done and they want a different perspective. Here's my perspective on that and how I feel it affects me for someone that has that. Those are some of the cons that I experience. But I do love how I look in clothing sometimes and everything. I also don't feel like that's the only aesthetic to have. But yeah, let me just actually go in with my highlighter next. I hope that gave you guys a little bit of insight on what I feel about, because I actually watched someone else posted a video today on them wanting a BBL and stuff, and I was like, you know what, good for them. And honestly, like, it was cool because them giving their insight. Also, it was Stella Rae, by the way. I watch her videos. She used to do like a lot of vegan videos back in the day, and I would watch her stuff, and I watched her newest video on her wanting a BBL, and I was like, that's really cool because she did her research and everything. She knows what she wants. And it's something that I know that's gonna work for her. And you know, I feel like you can tell for the people that are gonna want that stuff long term. But I'm also letting people know a different perspective. I feel like there is no right and there is no wrong to this. I have no side on that, but I do have an issue when people start to have a skewed vision of how they look on social media, because that happens to me all the time and I don't like it. I don't like how it feels. It doesn't feel good. And sometimes like I have to really force myself to put on less makeup in person to really be able to see my face more and to be okay with how I look without wearing as much makeup or without wearing any makeup at all. I'm using the Enlightened Quad palette. I'm not doing an intense eyeshadow look, and honestly, when do I ever do an intense eyeshadow look? I'm not sure if this is too much. I have actually some blushes that are the cream ones or oil blushes, but you guys know me, I can't use that. Blend it out more so that it's not as noticeable. I got this new pen, or the new Palladio pen, but this one seems already kind of dried out versus the one that I already own that's old, which I'm kind of mad about. I guess, honestly, that was probably the only topic that I'll touch on today. So anyways, M Cosmetics did come out with a new Soft Blur Velvet Lip Liner. So they finally have a darker color, which fits me perfectly. This is in the shade Foxy. And I absolutely love this. First, I'm gonna go in with the Glossier Generation G in Jam. And then I mix this, oh my god. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the Milk Makeup Wavy Lipstick. And I just pat this in. So it kind of gives you like that soft, it's like a brownish red type of lip. And I'm gonna put on some mascara. And I'm gonna honestly take pictures for the thumbnail after this because that would be really cute to do outside. Probably gonna change now, you guys, to figure out what outfit I want to wear with this look. I hope that you guys liked me talking about just my perspective. Oh, I didn't even close out the Khloe Kardashian thing. I feel like, honestly, I hope this gave her a lesson as far as there not really needing to be a need for you to make yourself look perfect all of the time. And I hope that this gives other people a lesson as well, as far as just working towards a change in perspective on how your body looks and not giving into what Instagram has put out there for us to kind of, you know, feel like we need to maintain this unrealistic body type for us to have. Because a lot of us don't look like that. Even those of us that do have curves don't normally look like that. It's mostly about angles, it's mostly about editing, it's not how we look all the time. It, you know, in real life, it's not how it is. And that's not the best body type in my opinion. There is no best body type. Yeah, I just wanted to say that. We all have different things about how we look. Some people like those things and some people don't. I don't know what I'm saying. You guys get me. I just wanted to put that out there and give you guys a different perspective, and hopefully you understand where I was coming from. And I hope that this was a good topic that I got to touch on this week, because I haven't done this in a long time. Other things that I really want to speak on. I'm not going to go into the YouTube drama stuff in the future because it's made me a little bit like sick. Like, I don't want to talk about that stuff on this channel at the moment. It's just a lot. Maybe I'll get into purposeful drama on YouTube for views and for money. Maybe I'll do that. But other than that, no, I just didn't feel like getting into it this week. But be sure to go ahead and like this video, subscribe if you like this content, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.